Hey Bears, Eric here, and you guys have been sending me this Chris Gore video for like 2 days now. You're like, Eric, you have to watch it. You're not going to believe what Chris and his guest Andy are advocating for when it comes to the Marvels movie. You're not going to believe it. So I'm reading through and I'm like, well, what am I not going to believe? They're like, he's advocating that Ms. Marvel, a teenage character in the MCU, a young character in the MCU, advocating that if they made her hotter and sexier, that people would have gone to see the Marvels. I'm like, no, you can't be telling the truth. There's no way an adult man or two adult men, I guess, get on camera and would advocate for that. It has to be a prank. There's no way possible. At least I hope it's a prank at this point. Let's make it a little bit bigger here. I got this pitched up to 1.25. We're going to react to this together. I really hope that y'all are wrong about this one. I hope you're wrong, and that's not actually what's being said in this video. Fingers crossed, because if it is, that's kind of gross. Let's talk some shit. Here we go.
We need to talk about the Marvels. And we need to talk about where the box office was. Let's go weekend numbers first. Alan, give me the week.
I have it all here. So
okay, you have it all here. So
his name's Alan. I thought it was Andy. My bad. Let's go on.
Let's look at the weekend box office. The reported budget for this film is $270 million.
So it needs to make a little over $500 million to break even.
Right. So, I mean,
yeah, probably. We know Marvel's budgets are inflated. This is not some big, like we could be having a whole conversation about the issues with Marvel's budgets. But instead, let's get on camera and complain about this one specific movie. There's a budgetary problem with Marvel films, which is why the Blade movie is getting a reduced budget. But they're probably not going to mention that in this video because there's a narrative here. And that's it. The Marvels sucked because of women. So let's go.
To break even. Yeah. So it's got to make maybe close to 600 mil to break it. We're not including the marketing costs, which is usually about $100 million.
All right, we're going to skip this because this doesn't really matter. We know how much the movie made. These guys are pedantic. We're going to skip this and jump into the stuff where they actually talk about the movie. Here we go.
Good stuff. It is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is. So what can we even call it at this point? Really, I think the only thing is to just call it The Unremarkables from Muck Up Studios.
Oh, they're so incredibly clever. Marvel has a massive track record of success when it comes to films. It's just funny to watch like these adult men get excited about this graphic they've made, kind of trashing a movie that really was sort of this fun film with women in lead roles. It's really funny how fragile their masculinity is that they have to do this kind of stuff. It's really funny.
What strikes me is apparently Gary Buechler has the power over women to prevent them from going to see a movie.
Well, the thing is when it was another statistic that was reported that people have thrown around is that the majority of the audience for this movie that went to see the film were men.
So why is that a shock? Why is that a shock? You guys are a part of the boys club. Like you like to gatekeep the clubhouse. Why is it a shock that the majority of the audience going to see a superhero movie are men when you guys have admitted that is the audience that watches these movies? Why is that a shock? I mean, I feel like you're just kind of sitting it in there. You're putting it in the pocket so you can trash women by saying, well, the men showed up, but you've already established that these superhero movies, according to you, are made for men. So I don't see the significance in that, but let's go on.
61% of the people who attended the Marvels are men.
Where is this breakdown when it comes to all the other Marvel movies? I'm curious to know, and if anybody in the comments knows, do they normally break down the demographic of gender when it comes to movies, or is it just because this movie was a movie directed by a woman with women in leads? I'm just curious if that's the only reason.
They went to see the movie, which is really surprising. I think that it just tells you that the majority of the Marvel's audience, look, Marvel has a lot of female fans. That cannot be denied. A significant number of female fans.
But you are denying it here. You're basically gatekeeping at this point.
But the main supporters of Marvel are men and boys. It is a boy brand.
Well, I'm going to push back a little bit against that. I think that even if it were a boy brand, there's absolutely nothing wrong with making products in your brand for other demographics. I've had this discussion with other people in this space. And they always dodge this question. If you go to a restaurant that makes a variety of food, but their most popular dish is their steak, does that mean they shouldn't have options for other people, other customers, right? Should they not have like a salad option, even if it's not the most popular thing on the menu? Should they not have another like a gluten-free option because people might not be able to eat gluten? Should they not offer other things? Is that what we're advocating for? That brands can only sell to one particular market? That's such a bullheaded, like dumbass take on this.
I mean, that begs the question. What was it about the Marvels that didn't appeal to women that Barbie did? Or that
I mean, because Barbie and the Marvels are so you're basing this on the fact that both products were made with women in mind. So does that mean every single movie that comes out that caters to men, all men have to like all of those? It's like expecting every gay person to know every other gay person, right? Like that connection is something that you might want to look at the top end. Maybe the executives could look at something like that. It doesn't make any sense to talk about it in regards to this situation. It just doesn't make any sense.
That Barbie was successful. Why did the audience for Barbie not come out to see the Marvels?
Not sure, but I'll just say this. If
not sure, we're going to present a question, but not actually try to give an answer because it was never a question. These guys love to do this kind of shit. Let me just throw this bone out. Not going to provide anything. Throw it out and just let the audience run with it. That's what they do. It's like farting in a room and walking out.
Let's say this was what the movie was. If you basically did the Marvels and kind of from a storytelling standpoint, just kind of did Charlie's Angels with superpowers in outer space. Very simple. That's a movie I would have wanted to see.
But that's you. That's you. Like you're talking about you specifically. That doesn't mean the movie would have, if this would have came out, it could have also possibly underperformed.
You have women in peril, but they can kick ass. That could have been so fun. It could have been fun.
The Marvels was fun. It's just not for you. It's not your cup of tea. You didn't like it. That doesn't mean it wasn't fun. You're trying to rewrite the whole movie to fit your needs and wants.
It could have been fun. When you think of like what Charlie's Angels was when it was good, and I'll tell you when it was good. Charlie's Angels was great when Cameron Diaz was dancing in her Spider-Man underoos.
Are you serious, bro? Like, am I supposed to take you seriously as a critic? Like, Chris Gore is supposed to be a legitimate, like, film critic, right? That's what it's supposed to, like, and you're saying that first you were like, oh, this would have been cool, like Charlie's Angels, Women in Peril, Kick-Ass, and then you reduce it down to Cameron Diaz in underwear. Do you not see why it's hard to take you fucking seriously, dude?
And if they had taken that kind of energy and made the Marvels around that, and actually allowed the women to be sexy. Look,
I guess going back to the beginning of this video, one of the three women was a teenager. Like, what are you talking about? What are you fucking talking about? You're talking about like having the other two women be sexualized with this teen character in the mix? Like, that's just disgusting, man.
I don't think anybody can doubt. I think it was actually Anna, that Star Wars girl, who tweeted out like a picture of Iman Vellani, like in her Ms. Marvel costume. And
okay. Let me find the picture. I'll be right back. That's the magic of editing. That was instantaneous. All right. I couldn't find the original post, but somebody shared a screenshot here. Bro, this is a Photoshop. That's not a real picture. I'm not even going to bother pulling up the other one. Like it's a known Photoshop at this point. Okay. And although Iman is an adult, the character that she plays in the movie is a kid. So you're talking specifically about this picture, right? This is the picture that he's referencing from Star Wars Girl, right? This is the picture he's referencing. You're advocating, I can't believe I'm saying this. You're advocating that they should have had this in the movie. A photoshopped picture of Iman with her boobs out, portraying a teenage character in a film. You're advocating for sexualization of a teenage character in a movie as an adult man. And this guy, Alan, is giving you no pushback on it? I don't even know if I want to. Let's continue, see where he goes from here. But this is disgusting. And all you people that support like Chris Gore in these channels, that's fucking gross. Let's get back to this shit. I don't even know where this is going to go. I don't feel good about it.
And what she looks like in real life, she is stunningly gorgeous. 2 ample marvels, right on.
Oh my God, he is. He's advocating that Iman in real life with that, well, not even real life, with that Photoshop picture of her, that is what they should have done with Ms. Marvel. Are you fucking serious right now? Are you fucking serious? Are you kidding me? If this were like a gay creator or a trans creator or someone like that making content, if they advocated like that for like a young guy or something, they would be fired. They would be off the payroll. I'm telling you right now, they would be off the payroll if they advocated for something like that. How can he sit here? Look how he's looking at the camera. He is so fucking self-assured that nothing is going to happen to him for saying this. The advocating that Ms. Marvel should have been sexualized in the Marvels. You have to be fucking kidding me.
Counter there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, I'm just stating a fact as I see it.
That making women attractive might actually help things.
She's a kid in the movie, bro. This is fucking gross.
Making women attractive. I will say this though. Brie Larson's costume in this movie, in the Marvels, is much better than what it was in Captain Marvel, where it's like this leather thing that's kind of ill-fitting. It doesn't fit as well. She got a much better outfit that actually is like form-fitting.
I don't even know if it's worth it to listen to the other like 3-4 minutes of this, man. Like, you're breaking the movie down. We're 6 minutes in. Why the Marvels bombed, and the only thing you've said so far is you want the women to answer to Charlie in space, dance around in their underwear, sexualize them, and put a teen character in a low cut top so their boobs can hang out. Are you fucking serious right now?
It's compare the 2 costumes. But if you had made something that had the same energy as a Charlie's Angels in Space, I think it's a movie that both men and women would have liked to have seen. But as it is,
I disagree. I don't think women want to see a teen character sexualized in a movie, right? I don't think women want to see that. And I would say I don't think men want to see that, but we have 2 men sitting on screen right now advocating for it.
Is, I'm going to quote Alan Ng's daughter. Alan Ng's daughter.
He's got a daughter, and he's sitting here letting you talk about Ms. Marvel like this?
And her friends, which are the target demographic.
Hi, Dad, I miss you.
So I'm just going to quote what you said that they told you. Yeah. They said this movie looks lame.
No, they said
great. I mean, like, it's another person's opinion. Like, these isolated opinions don't matter, man.
The trailer looks lame.
The trailer looks lame. Well, I mean, do you want to talk? I mean, like, look,
yeah.
Maybe we're not the target demo for this thing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
so you're not the target demo, but you want to turn it into like this porn, this like Charlie's Angels porn parody in space is what it sounds like to me.
It's funny because the thing that got me into trouble this weekend was saying that this movie was made for teen girls and not for comic book fans, which.
So now hold on. This is so much to unpack. So now you're admitting that you believe the movie was made for teen girls, and you're sitting on a podcast with Chris Gore, who is saying the movie should be more sexual in nature with hot, sexy women and a teen character in a low cut top. And you think that's okay for a movie that was made for a teen audience? This is despicable shit.
Which there are 2 things there. One is teen girls didn't show up to see the Marvels. And so I will only amend that statement by saying the movie was made for teen girls, but did a bad job at it.
And the solution is Charlie's Angels in Space with them all fucking dolled up like freaking Hugh Hefner Playboy bunnies, including the youngest character in the movie. And that would have sold more tickets, right? That's the solution to the problem.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
Mean,
look, again, the opening sequence of the Marvels was Ms. Marvel in her bedroom fangirling out over Captain Marvel and drawing cartoons of her.
Right. Like comic book fans do. Like you just said, the movie wasn't made for comic book fans, but the opening sequence is somebody geeking out over a superhero and drawing comics.
Tell me, what is the audience for that? This is the opening sequence of
comic book fans. That's the audience. She's like, Ms. Marvel in the comics is a super fan. That is her profile of her character. That is how she's introduced to everyone. She loves the idea of being a superhero. She is a fangirl. That is what she does in the comics. And you're saying that this movie isn't made for comic book fans, but you don't even know the story behind the character that you're talking about.
The film, the sequence that sets the tone of the entire film. And again, I ask you, who is that made for?
Comic book
fans. Who's that entire sequence made for?
Well, it's look, I mean, here's Brie Larson right here.
Oh, sexy.
So like very attractive woman to me. I don't know why anyone would. I don't know why anyone.
Yeah, I think the more mature Brie Larson looks much better than that.
You don't think that Brie Larson looks good in this?
I'm saying they made her look a little bit more mature than usual in this one. And
I don't even know how to take this. Like, whatever. I'm so disgusted by the stuff that Chris said and the fact that this Alan guy didn't push back against it, and he's a father. Like, you have to be kidding.
Well, there you go. There you go. Well, look, let's go to your chat comments and questions.
if you missed the nooner, there you go. There's your photo for that.
What you would have seen on the nooner. But ultimately, look, this was predicted to fail. It did fail. And so here we are.
Yeah, but how many other movies were predicted? Like Barbie was predicted to fail. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was also predicted to fail. Wakanda Forever was predicted to fail. Like, all you guys do is you keep saying something is going to fail, and then if it doesn't fail, you take it as like a victory. Like, I'm the one that you take credit for that shit. But then when something performs better, you do not bring up the fact that you predicted it to fail. The only one that you guys ate crow on was Barbie because you could not ignore it. It was the biggest movie of the year. But any other time that's happened, you just sort of brush it under the rug and pretend like you never said it. So it's basically like you're throwing darts, and one of them sticks, and that's the one that you ride on.
How you perceive that data is up to you. It is an indisputable fact that this movie failed. Now it's time to look at the reasons it failed.
Right, and the title of this video is Why the Marvels Bombed. And your reasons are, it wasn't Charlie's Angels in Space, that teen girls didn't get to watch a movie with the other characters in the film being sexualized, with the youngest character should have been like with her boobs out and stuff like that. These are the reasons why you think the movie bombed, because those things weren't in the movie. Cameron Diaz dancing in her underwear was not in the movie. This is not a real video. Like, we're not even going to watch the rest of this, dude. Like, we're not going to. I mean, this is the kind of shit where I'm like, people ask all the time why I get so frustrated with the negative criticism, because there's no way you can take people like that seriously. There's no way you can watch that video, walk away from that, and think that they gave you any actual criticism that matters. None of that matters. None of it does. It's all bullshit. It's true grown men on stream advocating for the sexualization of women in a movie in order for it to be successful, then admitting that the movie is made for teens, and then also advocating for a teen character to be more sexual in the movie. I don't know how you guys continue to support this kind of stuff. If you're watching my video and you watch their content and you don't call them out on this stuff, you are just as disgusting as they are.